Good morning, students. Yesterday we were discussing about the cross product of two vectors A and B, A cross B. It is also called as vector product as well as cross product. When the vector A has components Ax, Ay, Az, Ax, Ay, Az, and vector B has components Bx, By, Bz, right? Then vector A cross B must be written in terms of component forms. Axi plus Ayj plus Azk. Ijk, x, y, z components. Cross, because cross is there. Bxi plus Byj plus Bzk. So we have analyzed using the property of distribution, distributive property. We have got 9 terms, and the last term the video was incomplete. So I am writing directly the last term. How is it? Just see. There is a trick in this. First, you write I component. I. So remember, this is X, this is Y, and this is Z. And along the x-axis, the unit vector is I cap. Along y-axis, the unit vector is j cap. Along z-axis, the unit vector is k cap. Now, remember the cyclic order x, y, z. If you remember the cyclic order, then the expansion becomes very simple. I refers to x. After x, it is yz. After x, it is yz. So I into bracket, you just go on writing AB minus AB plus after I it is J, Y component. Again AB minus AB. It's a simple one. I will tell you how to remember. Plus K into again A B with little space between them minus AB. Now I am writing the components. Remember, I refers to x. After x it is yz. So directly write yz. Means we are starting from cyclic order x, y, z. Right? Then after y, what is the next one? It is z, zx. So just write here yzx, yzx. Then the final one is z. After z, see, k cap refers to unit vector along z axis. After z, it refers to xy. After z, it is xy. xy. Now just interchange ay, bz. Here it becomes az, by. Az, bx. Here it becomes ax, bz. Ax, by. Here it becomes ay, bx. The expansion is over. This is one way of remembering. There is another way of remembering, still easier method. It is called determinant. So we are writing these components in the form of determinant. Determinant method. To find vector A cross B. So this determinants and matrices and determinants you are going to learn in mathematics. I think in 11th standard, I don't know exactly. You are learning in mathematics in detail. So there is a separate topic for this. Matrices and determinants, I think probably you are learning in 12th class. So A cross B is equal to, determinant is represented by a parallel set of parallel lines, two parallel lines. In this, first we write the unit vectors I, J, K. Then we write the components of A. What are the components of A? AX, AY, AZ. AX, AY, AZ. Then finally we write A cross B. First components of vector A. AX, AY, AZ. Next the components of vector B. BX, BY, BZ. BX, BY, BZ. Now, what is the way of solving this? See, first we have to write I. There is a method how to solve this. This is called a row. This is called first row, and this is called column. So leave first row, first column, because we are multiplying I with. Leave first row, first column. This is the method. Then you are left with AY, BZ, the product. AY, BZ minus AZ, BY. It becomes AY, BZ minus AZ, BY. You have to follow the order. AY, BZ, the product, minus AZ, BY. Next, you are having the second column. First row, second column. This is first column, second column, third column. These are called as columns. There are 3 columns and 3 rows. First row, second row, third row. These are called as rows and columns. Horizontal letters are representing rows. Vertical letters are representing columns. Now, next one is J. Start with J. But here you have to remember, J should be with negative sign. Remember, J should be with negative sign. I cap, this is J cap. Into, leave the second column, first row. Second column, first row. Then you are left with AX, BZ. Look at this. AX, BZ. AX, BZ. AX, BZ minus same order AX, BZ minus AZ, BX. AZ, BX. Plus, last one is again plus. So remember, first term is positive, second term is negative, middle term is negative, third term is again positive. So this is the method which you are learning to solve the determinants, right? K cap. Now this is first row, third column. Leave the third column. First row, third column. You are left with AX, BY. Look at this. AX, BY minus AY, BX. AX, BY minus AY, BX. Right, but there is a confusion. Sir, here it is positive, here it is negative. Okay, take this negative sign outside. Are you not getting the same result? Look at this. So write the first one as it is. I cap AY, BZ minus AZ, BY as it is. Take this minus outside. Then it becomes plus J cap. This becomes negative. Minus AX, BZ. So minus AX, BZ. And this becomes positive because you have taken the minus sign outside. So it becomes AZ, BX. Positive AZ, BX. Negative AX, BZ. Plus remaining K as it is. K into AX, BY minus AY, BX. So whichever is easier to remember, you must follow this, right? Now you look at this. Is it not the same? X, Y, Z, Y, Z, X, Z, X, Y, X, Y, Z, Y, Z, X, Z, X, Y, and the terms are also same. Terms are also same. So this is a very easy method to remember the cross product. Cross product. Whereas we have learned the dot product. If you remember, dot product A dot B. A dot B with the same components. We got a scalar quantity ax bx plus ay by plus az bz. This we have done earlier. This is dot product, scalar product. And this one is vector product, cross product or vector product. So vector product, you must clearly understand the difference between scalar product and vector product. Scalar product gives you scalar quantity as the result. Vector product gives you vector quantity as a result. You can see here it has got x component, y component as well as z component. So you can call this one as x component of C vector, because yesterday if you remember we had to find A cross B, vector A cross vector B equal to vector C, right? So these are the components of vector C. So I will write there separately. So since we have defined vector A cross B as another vector C, which is perpendicular to plane containing A and B, therefore the C also has components Cx, Cy, Cz. Now from this analysis I can write directly where Cx component corresponds to Ay Bz minus Az Bx, Az By. Ay Bz minus Az By. Similarly, y component Az Bx minus Ax Bz. Az Bx minus Ax Bz. Same thing. So this is becoming Cx and this is becoming Cy and this is becoming Cz. And Cz becomes equal to Ax By minus Ay Bx. So this is the complete form of the vector product. So Cx, Cy, Cz are the x, y, z components of vector C. Now the question arises, why are we learning so much of mathematics? Yes, this is required for learning the quantities in this topic. Especially we are learning torque, and then we are learning angular momentum and angular velocity. So to learn these are all vector quantities. Torque is a vector quantity, angular momentum is a vector quantity, angular velocity is also vector quantity. To learn these physical quantities, being vector quantities, we should know what are their magnitude values as well as what are their directions. So to understand all this, the cross product is a tool. Vector product is a mathematical tool to completely specify what is the meaning of torque, angular momentum and angular velocity. So afterwards it will be clear. Okay, now let us solve one simple problem based on cross product and scalar product. Okay, listen here. The problem is to find the scalar and vector products of these given vectors. Two vectors are given. Vector A equal to 3i minus 4j plus 5k. Vector B equal to minus 2i plus j minus 3k. So first we will find out the scalar product. Very simple. Scalar product. We know vector A dot vector B. It is just the product of their respective components. Ax, Ay, sorry, Ax, Bx, 3 into minus 2 plus Bx into By minus 4 into 1 plus Az into Bz 5 into minus 3. So now simplify. So this becomes A dot B equal to minus 6 minus 4 minus 15 minus 10 plus 15 minus 25. So it becomes minus 25. Now we have to find out the cross product, scalar product, and another means vector product. Vector product. Vector product. So let us go by determinant method. Vector A cross vector B equal to, put the parallel lines, I, J, K, components of vector A, 3 minus 4, 5, components of vector B, minus 2, plus 1, minus 3. So we have to continue the same method as I have expressed earlier. Okay, now you can see the same components I have rewritten. Now first row, first column. So write I into brackets. Leave first row, first column. Then you are left with minus 4 into minus 3. Minus 4 into minus 3. Minus 5 into 1. 5 into 1. This is first bracket. Put the square bracket. Okay. This is I. Minus j into. Again, leave the first row and second column. Second column will be left. You are left with 3 into minus 3. 3 into minus 3. Minus 5 into minus 2. 3 into minus 3 into 5 into minus 5 into minus 2. Plus k. K into. Again, first row, last column. Leave the first row and last column. You are left with these 4. 3 into, look here, you have to follow the order. 3 into 1. 3 into 1. Minus 3 into 1 minus 4 into minus 2. Minus 4 into minus 2. Put the square bracket. Now simplify. Now if you simplify, minus 4 minus 3 becomes plus 12. 12 minus 5. I. 3 3s are 9. Minus 9. Minus 9. Minus of minus plus. Minus 9 plus 10. Minus 9 plus 10. Minus j. Minus j. Okay, I will write this I, otherwise it will be confused. Okay, I will write I here only. I minus j plus k. Plus k. 3 ones are 3. 3 minus 4 into minus 2 becomes plus 8. 3 minus 8. Yes. Now you got the answer. So it becomes 7i cap minus, see 10 minus 9 is 1 minus j cap. 8 minus 3 is 5 minus 5k cap. So this is A cross B. So A cross B, you see, is another vector which is having x component, y component as well as z components. This is how you have to verify. Okay. 10 minus 9 plus 1. plus 1 into minus, yes, is minus j. That's it. You can just verify. 10 minus 9. What is that? 10? Yes. 3 3s are minus 9. 5 2s are minus 10. Minus 9 minus 10. Minus of minus. Yes, this is correct. So this is A cross B. If you carry out B cross A, you see exactly it will be negative. For example, if it is B cross A, if you want to carry out B cross A, we have seen yesterday that vector product is not commutative. We can verify this whether it is commutative or not commutative. Same manner, I, J, K. Right? Now you are write the components of B first. What are the components of B first? You have to write minus 2, 1, minus 3. This is the component of B. Then next component of A. Component of A is 3, minus 4, 5. 3 minus 4, 5. Now just expand it on the same manner. If you want, you can write one more step. I into bracket, you see. I can write one more step in the form of determinants. I into 1, 5, 1, 5, minus 3, minus 4. Minus 3, minus 4. Leaving the first row, first column. You are left with only these two. Next, minus j. Minus j into. Leave this column, first row and second column. You are left with minus 2, minus 3 in the same order. 3 and 5. This is intermediate step. You can write this intermediate step for your reference. Plus k. Plus k into first row, last column. You are left with minus 2, 1, 3, minus 4. Now you expand this by determinants. 5 ones are 5. I into 5 minus 4 3s are 12. Minus of minus plus 4 3s are 12. Minus j. This is like that, right? 5 2s are minus 10. Minus 3 3s are minus 9. Minus of minus becomes plus 9. Minus 10, minus of minus plus 9. Plus k. Plus k into minus of minus plus 4 2s are 8. Minus 3. Now you can see this vector is going to be exactly minus of A cross B. How is it? Minus 7i minus of minus plus 1j. Right? 8 minus 3 plus 5k. Now compare A cross B with B cross A. A cross B is 7i minus j plus 5k. Is it not minus of this? Yes. This is equal to minus of, if you take out minus, then it becomes minus of minus 7i plus j plus 5k. Right? So thus we proved that it is equal to minus of B cross A. So with the help of determinant methods, we have found out A cross B, and not only that, we have found out B cross A and proved that A cross B is not equal to B cross A. Rather than that, A cross B is equal to minus of B cross A, because the resulting vector is exactly in the opposite direction. Same magnitude but in the opposite direction. Okay. Now let us solve one more problem. Let us understand the geometrical meaning of the cross product. Geometrical meaning of the magnitude of cross product. Show that area of triangle contained between two vectors A and B is half of the magnitude of A cross B. Half of the magnitude of A cross B. It means, suppose vector A represents OA, vector B represents the second side OB. OA represents vector A, OB is represented by vector B. And if this is a triangle OAB, if this is a triangle OAB, by joining this diagonal we get a triangle OAB. Then you have to prove that the area of this triangle OAB is half of the magnitude of A cross B. Half of the magnitude of A cross B. Okay, let us first find out what is magnitude of A cross B. If A and B are the two vectors, let us take the angle between them as theta. Let theta be the angle between A and B. Then let us first find out what is magnitude of A cross B. Magnitude of A cross B is written as A cross B with modulus sign. This gives you magnitude of A cross B. Magnitude of A cross B is equal to, as we know, AB sin theta. Magnitude of A, magnitude of B into sin theta, where theta is the angle between the two vectors A and B. Now what is B sin theta? Let us find out from the diagram. Draw a perpendicular from B on the side OA. Call this one as BM. Draw BM perpendicular to OA. BM perpendicular to OA. Then BM becomes the height of this triangle. Got it? BM becomes the height of the triangle. So what is BM from the triangle? Look at this triangle OBM. From right angle triangle. Right angle triangle OBM. OBM. What is sin theta? First find out. Sin theta is equal to opposite BM by adjacent, not adjacent, opposite divided by hypotenuse. Hypotenuse for this OBM is OB. We know what is OB. OB is magnitude of vector B. Therefore, the height BM becomes equal to OB sin theta, where OB is the magnitude of B. So it becomes here OB is magnitude of B. Magnitude of B can be just written as B itself. So I can write this as small b sin theta. Okay. Now come to this main problem, main equation. A cross B now can be written as magnitude of A. What is magnitude of A? Magnitude of A is OA. Magnitude of A is the length OA, the side OA, into what is B sin theta? Look at this. B sin theta is BM. B sin theta is BM. What is BM? BM is the height. OA is the base. So base into height gives us what? Base into height gives us area of the parallelogram. Base into height gives us area of the parallelogram. What is parallelogram? Look at this. I am drawing a parallelogram. Draw a parallelogram of these vectors. Yes, draw parallel vector and draw parallel vector B. So call this one as OAD. OADD. Is it not giving you the area of the parallelogram? base into height. This gives us area of parallelogram. Area of parallelogram, that is OADB. Area of parallelogram OADB. Now we want the area of this triangle. Is it not the area of the triangle OAB? Area of the triangle OAB. Is it not half of the area of the parallelogram? Therefore, area of triangle OAB, where AB is the diagonal. You can see here. AB is the diagonal. Area of the triangle OAB is equal to half the area of parallelogram OABM. Half of the area of the parallelogram OABM. 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 Yes. Now substitute the value of the area of OABM. Area of OABM is given by half into OABM. OA into BM. What is OA? OA is A. That is equal to half into A. What is BM? BM is B sin theta. B sin theta. So we know what is this? AB sin theta. AB sin theta is A cross B. Magnitude of A cross B. So magnitude of A cross B divided by 2 gives us area of the triangle. Thus we prove that the area of the triangle, area of this triangle is half the cross product of A and B. Half the magnitude of cross product of vectors A and B gives us area of the triangle. Whereas area of the parallelogram, in this problem we have solved one more important thing, that is area of the entire parallelogram. Area of the entire parallelogram is A cross B. Area of the entire parallelogram is given by magnitude of A cross B. So this is the geometrical meaning of the cross product. So tomorrow we will learn one more interesting thing, that